ഹായ് ഹലോ നമസ്കാരം എല്ലാവർക്കും ഞങ്ങളെ സ്വന്തം അഭിനന്ദനത്തെ നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ പഠിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത് +1 ബയോളജിത്തെ രണ്ടാമത്തെ പാഠമായ ബയോളജിക്കൽ ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷനത്തെ 2.3 കിങ്ഡം ഫംഗൈ. ഓക്കെ, നമുക്ക് പഠിക്കാം. ദി ഫംഗൈ കൺസ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് എ യുണീക്ക് കിങ്ഡം ഓഫ് ഹെറ്ററോട്രോഫിക് ഓർഗാനിസംസ്. ദേ ഷോ എ ഗ്രേറ്റ് ഡൈവേഴ്സിറ്റി ഇൻ മോർഫോളജി ആൻഡ് ഹാബിറ്റേറ്റ്. യു മസ്റ്റ് ഹാവ് സീൻ ഫംഗൈ ഓൺ എ മോയിസ്റ്റ് ബ്രെഡ് ആൻഡ് റോട്ടൻ ഫ്രൂട്ട്സ്. The common mushroom you eat and toadstools are also fungi. White spots seen on mustard leaves are due to a parasitic fungus. Some unicellular fungi, for example yeast, are used to make bread and beer. Other fungi cause diseases in plants and animals. Wheat rust causing Puccinia is an important example. Some are the source of antibiotics. For example, penicillium. Fungi are cosmopolitan and occurs in water, air, soil and on animals and plants. They prefer to grow in warm and humid places. Have you ever wondered why we keep food in the refrigerator? Yes, it is to prevent food from going bad due to bacterial or fungal infections, with the exception of yeasts which are unicellular. Fungi are filamentous. Their bodies consist of long slender thread-like structure called hyphae. The network of hyphae is known as mycelium. Some hyphae are continuous tubes filled with multinucleated cytoplasm. These are called cenocytic hyphae. Others have septae or cross walls in their hyphae. The cell walls of fungi are composed of chitin and polysaccharides. Okay. Most fungi are heterotrophic and absorb soluble organic matter from dead substrates and hence are called saprophytes. Those that depend on living plants and animals are called parasites. They can also live as symbionts in association with algae as lichens and with rods of higher plants as mycorrhiza. Reproduction in fungi take place by vegetative means, fragmentation, fission and budding, asexual reproduction by spores called conidia or sporangiosperms or zoospores, or sexual reproduction is by oospores, ascospores and basidiospores. The various spores are produced in distinct structures called fruiting bodies. The sexual cycle involves the following 3 steps: fusion of protoplasms between 2 motile or non-motile gametes called plasmogamy, fusion of 2 nuclei called karyogamy, meiosis in the zygote resulting in haploid spores. When a fungus reproduces sexually, the haploid hyphae of compatible mating types come together and fuse. In some fungi, the fusion of 2 haploid cells immediately results in diploid cells 2N. However, in other fungi, ascomycetes and basidiomycetes, an intervening dikaryotic stage N+N, that is 2 nuclei per cell. Okay, such a condition is called a dikaryon and the phase is called dikaryophase of fungus. Later, the parental nuclei fuse and the cells become diploid. The fungi form fruiting bodies in which reduction division occurs, leading to formation of haploid spores. The morphology of the mycelium, mode of spore formation, and fruiting bodies form the basis for the division of the kingdom into various classes. 2.3.1 Phycomycetes. Members of phycomycetes are found in aquatic habitats and on decaying wood in moist and damp places or as obligate parasites on plants. The mycelium is aseptate and cynocytic. Asexual reproduction take place by zoospores motile or by aplanospores non-motile. These spores are endogenously produced in sporangium. A zygospore is formed by fusion of two gametes. These gametes are similar in morphology, isogametes, or dissimilar, anisogamous or oogamous. Some common examples are mucor. Figure 2.5a ഒന്ന് നോക്കുക അതാണ് mucor, rhizophus, the bread mold mentioned earlier, and albugo, the parasitic fungi on mustard. അങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ 2.3.2ലേക്ക് കടക്കുകയാണ്. Ascomycetes, commonly known as sac fungi. The ascomycetes are mostly multicellular, for example penicillium, or rarely unicellular, for example yeast saccharomycetes. Okay. They are saprophytic decomposers, parasitic or coprophilous, growing on dung. Mycelium is branched and septate. The asexual spores are conidia produced endogenously on the special mycelium called conidiospores. Conidia on germination produce mycelium. Sexual spores are called ascospores, which are produced endogenously in sac like asci. Singular ascus. These asci are arranged in different types of fruiting bodies called ascocarp. Some examples are aspergillus. For example, figure figure 2.5b aspergillus. അത് നോക്കുക ഏത് ഇത് 2.5b ഇത് പച്ച ഇതുള്ള പച്ചടത്തിലുള്ള പച്ച ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ടിലുള്ളതാണ്. ഓക്കെ. Claviceps and Neurospora. Neurospora is used extensively in biochemical and genetic work. Many members like morels and truffles are edible and are considered delicacies. 2.3.3 Basidiomycetes. Commonly known forms of basidiomycetes are mushrooms, bracket fungi, or puffballs. They grow in soil, on logs and tree stumps, and in living plant bodies as parasites. For example, rusts and smuts. The mycelium is branched and septate. The asexual spores are generally not found, but vegetative reproduction by fragmentation is common. The sex organs are absent, but plasmogamy is brought about by fusion of two vegetative or somatic cells of different strains or genotypes. The resultant structure is dikaryotic, which ultimately give rise to basidium. Karyogamy and meiosis take place in the basidium, producing 4 basidiospores. The basidiospores are exogenously produced on the basidium. The basidia are arranged in fruiting bodies called basidiocarps. Some common members are agaricus mushroom, figure 2.5c, alcilago smut, and Poccinia rust fungus. 2.3.4 Deuteromycetes, commonly known as imperfect fungi because only the asexual vegetative phases of these fungi are known. When the sexual forms these fungi were discovered, they were moved into classes their right belong to. It is also possible that the asexual and vegetative phase, vegetative stage, have been given one name and placed under deuteromycetes, and the sexual stage another and placed under another class. Later, when the linkage were established, the fungi were correctly identified and moved out deuteromycetes. Once perfect sexual stages of members of deuteromycetes were discovered, they were often moved to ascomycetes and basidiomycetes. The deuteromycetes reproduce only by asexual spores known as conidia. The mycelium is septate and branched. Some members are saprophytes or parasites, while a large number of them are decomposers of litter and help in mineral cycling. Some examples are Alternaria calotrotricum and trichoderma. Okay, അങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ 2.3 കഴിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുകയാണ്. എന്ത് 2.3 കിങ്ഡം ഫംഗയിൽ ഉൾപ്പെട്ട എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും നമ്മൾ തീർത്ത് അടുത്ത് നമുക്ക് പോവാം 2.4 കിങ്ഡം പ്ലാന്റേലി. ഓക്കെ ബൈ.